Your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Clear blue skies, lots of sunshine today. That's a Roofing Dog INET Bratcher weather camera in Champaign looking down towards the quiet U of I campus on what has been a day where temperatures soared into the 80s, well above normal, 20 plus degrees above normal today. 78 still in Champaign. We are still touching that 80-degree reading in Springfield right now. But we are watching the radar picture. Notice storms right along the Wisconsin and Illinois state line. These storms are going to drift to the south and could clip some of our northern counties late tonight. So we're going to be watching that carefully. That's a quiet Neal Street there, all things considered, 6 o'clock. On this evening, where temperatures are going to stay very mild. More about the severe weather threat and the much colder air coming our way coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
That's when you start to worry about the infection rate going up. That's when you start to worry about people spreading the disease from person to person.
When the weather starts warming up, the plea from health officials to remember the rules.
This is not a conspiracy. This is real.
The coronavirus has hit hard. Which specific group is taking the brunt of it? And what leaders are saying to do.
My family, my daughters and my wife, impeached and removed me from the sewing machine. That's something I know something about.
He's back. How this former governor wants to help you stay safe during the outbreak.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Our warmest day in many areas of the state. Please stay home.
As tempting as it is, that's the advice of health officials as coronavirus pandemic continues to spread in Illinois. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Today's weather has been hard to ignore. It was beautiful out there, but you are warned to be careful about how you enjoy it. Health experts say giving up on social distancing to soak up the sun will have devastating effects. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays has more.
The state reached more than 13,500 coronavirus cases on a beautiful day in central Illinois. That's why health officials are reminding people to stay inside, even with this incredible weather.
Keep a separation between them and other people to try to slow the spread of this disease. We understand that this is a global pandemic. A lot of people are going to get it, but we're trying to avoid a situation where everyone needs to seek treatment at the same time.
The governor suggested opening your windows or spending time in your own backyard. Small ways to enjoy the weather while still social distancing. Central Illinois public health officials also have some suggestions.
Enjoy their backyards, go for a run or bike ride or take the dog out. All that's fine.
But those ideas still come with a warning. Be careful about crowded areas because having too many people gather in a park or on a trail is still dangerous.
Asking people to avoid small group sports or large group sports too, because that involves a lot of that contact. We're trying to keep people spread out.
We talked with law enforcement about what happens when they see people ignoring the rules.
We might talk to somebody if we get a complaint. We'll talk to someone. Hey, listen, here's what the order is. Here's what we're expecting you to do. What you are expected to do. But we're not taking any enforcement action.
They're hoping everyone will understand why this needs to be taken seriously, because not following social distancing could put yourself, your family, and others at risk.
That's when you start to worry about people spread the disease from person to person and then going back home and infecting the people in that home.
Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Now, Muhammad's police chief says their first approach is always going to be getting people to voluntarily agree to social distancing. Depending on the circumstances, it is possible that some sort of enforcement could eventually happen, but the chief isn't aware of any departments in the state doing that just yet. It is the deadliest 24 hours when it comes to the coronavirus in Illinois. 73 new deaths were reported. That brings the total to 380 in the state. Macon County has just reported its first death. It was a man in his 80s. He was living at the Fairhaven Senior Living in Decatur. He was one of 4 people there who tested positive. Macon County now has 12 confirmed cases. There are almost 1,300 new cases across the state. That brings the total to more than 13,000 in 77 counties. And here's the central Illinois map. Shelby County has its second and third case. Champaign County ahead of the rest with 67. Some good news today. No new cases were reported in Sangamon County. The Christian County Sheriff confirms a part-time cook at the Taylorville Correctional Center tested positive. The sheriff says the woman wears gloves and works in the basement away from inmates. The last time she was at work was March 30th. Her diagnosis came this past Saturday. And criminal rights advocates are calling on the governor to reduce the state's prison population in order to slow the spread. Now the governor is starting to back the calls. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey talked to a criminal justice leader about the governor's latest move.
So there's no question that there's substantially more that Illinois could be doing here.
Governor Pritzker issued an executive order Monday encouraging the Illinois Department of Corrections to get inmates out of prisons and into safer quarantined areas until the state's disaster proclamation is over.
And at the Department of Corrections, during this pandemic, we've now released over 1,100 low-risk prisoners who were incarcerated either by direct action by my administration or under regular release programs.
It's a move that criminal rights advocates pushed for weeks. So far, IDOC reports that 101 inmates and 41 employees at state prisons tested positive for COVID-19. Illinois Prison Project Executive Director Jennifer Sobel says preventing a spread in prisons is crucial for protecting other areas in the state.
If you look at a place like Menard, which houses over 2,000 inmates in Chester, Illinois, which is not a city that can accommodate a pandemic from a public health medical infrastructure point of view, an outbreak in that city would be disastrous.
The executive order doesn't do much itself. It just allows IDOC to medically furlough an inmate for more than 14 days without having to renew it. And the governor said that IDOC and his administration are still making sure that those released from prisons are not going to be a threat when they are out.
This is not open to anybody and everybody that's incarcerated in the state of Illinois. We have reviewed files, continue to review files of those who are nonviolent offenders, those who are pose the least risk to communities.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey.
Now, an outbreak at the Stateville Correctional Facility accounts for most of the known cases. That's near Joliet. As of Sunday, more than 50 inmates and 20 staff members were confirmed to have the virus. 2 prisoners have died. And we are streaming the governor and the president's daily news briefings on TV, our Facebook page, and of course on our app. You're going to want to download the news app if you haven't done that yet. You can get all the latest information on when your county reports new cases of the virus. And while leaders are concerned about keeping everybody safe and healthy, some are particularly alarmed about the number of cases in one specific group. African Americans make up the majority of positive cases in this state. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin talked with leaders about what they want people to do.
We all need to take this seriously in the Black community. This is not a conspiracy. This is real.
NAACP President Teresa Haley is urging Black Illinoisans to take the governor's order to stay home seriously, as the number of African Americans lead the amount of confirmed cases in the state.
We have to learn the facts for ourselves, but also with the messaging, we need to hear from people who look like us saying, stay home, stay in the house. Because hearing other people say it and they're not dying at the same rate, we're not taking it as serious in our Black communities.
But some leaders in central Illinois are already working to get the word out.
Staying at home sounds so small. How can it possibly be important? But it is important.
Springfield Ward 3 Alderwoman Doris Turner got her close friends and family members of all ages together to stress the message to the city.
The one thing that people are doing while this is happening is they are all over social media. You know, they're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're all over social media. I mean, people are even doing, you know, like house parties on social media and, you know, jam sessions and those kinds of things. So I felt like if we could pull something together and get it out on social media, that would be a perfect opportunity.
Many people in the Black community work in essential careers, but leaders say even if you work in those fields, you should take your symptoms seriously and stay home if you're feeling sick. In Springfield, Gabrielle Franklin, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Statewide, the Department of Public Health reports 163 of the 380 deaths in the state were African Americans living in Illinois. In other news, the bicyclist who was hit by a semi-truck last week has died. 46-year-old David Powell was pronounced dead at the hospital last night. The crash happened Friday morning on Route 47 just north of Mahomet. State police say the semi-driver tried to pass him. Police are still investigating. He was voted Big Ten Freshman of the Year. What decision Illini big man Kofi Cockburn made about his future? Also tonight.
Your shirt or your material looks like this, which is a metaphor for what happened in my political career.
The former governor still has a sense of humor, what he's trying to do and help stop the spread.
Well, it is quite the evening across central Illinois with the weather. I think a lot of people out on the back patios, maybe doing some grilling out here tonight. 82 was the high. Look at the record, 84. 2 degrees away from a very old record set back in 1893. Didn't quite get there. More about the colder air and snow chances coming up.